We're continuing our demo of the FarmFresh sample application, and we started by looking at the model code, then we looked at the controller code, and now we're going to be looking at the view code. Now the view code is essentially the HTML and the values or the variables we get from the controller via the locals. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our sample code. We're on our main edit page for our farm application, and I've scrolled down to the view section, and here's all the views that we'll be looking at. Now most of them are associated with the product controller, but one of them is associated with the profile controller. We will individually look at all of these views, but let's take a summary overview look. Starting with at the top, we have mypost.html. This is the page that looks at the logged on user and displays all the posts made by the logged on user and allows him or her to update those posts. Then we have posts, which is simply creating a new product post. We have process, which actually does the processing. It's the main page. We have the update.html page, which allows the user to update that particular post, and it also checks for security to make sure that you're only trying to update your own posts. Then we have view. Now that's the main page that everyone comes in to see the products that are available to the public. And then on the profile controller, we have the save.html, and that's where you update your profile information. Here's the code for my posts. We have a 4x in rows and a pass statement, and this is the loop that iterates through all of the posts or all the product posts made by the logged on user. Here we have all the product information, and here's a link to the update page. And we're using Bootstrap to format the page. Next, let's look at the view to post a new product and also to update that product. Now both of these are very simple. Essentially, it's one line of code. Here, it's the equal form. The SQL form in Web2PY makes it very easy to render an HTML form that's automatically connected to the database to post or insert new records and update new records. Now notice in the update we have this additional boolean is valid. That ensures that the record you're trying to update is the one that you created, and if not, it shows you a not authorized message. Finally, at the bottom of each page we have some basic HTML for ease of navigation. The proc.html page is essentially the shopping cart. As a user adds items to the shopping cart, it displays the current contents with the quantity and the product name. Here we're using a dictionary to get the product ID and look up the appropriate product name. Now there are stubbed out functionality here to delete records, which we didn't build but we're stubbing out, as well as the option to continue shopping and check out. Here is the main view page where the public comes to see all the products that are currently available. We're looking at the top half now. At the top we can see the photo, and we're formatting everything using Bootstrap. Then we have all the product information, including a link to the poster's website. Now as we scroll down we can see additional information. Here is the code to add to cart, and then notice I have this user dictionary where instead of seeing the user's ID we see the user's first name and last name. Finally, let's move this line down so we can see the full code of the Add to Cart button. Next, let's look at the save.html page. This is associated with the profile controller. And the main line of code here is equal form, which is using the SQL form as part of Web2PY. So as we've seen with views, we really don't need much code to build fully interactive dynamic forms that are connected to databases using the Web2PY framework.